All right, let's go. So today we want to work on tabs, and you know what tabs look like, right? You have basically something like this where you have one, two, three, like some tabs, and you click them, and then you go inside the content. So, but the interesting part about tabs is that there's a lot of accessibility things baked in. So, for example, let's see, do we have a tab example here? Okay, this will have to. So you have these tabs, right? And they open the section. Now, how tabs actually work is when you tab on the, I don't know what to call this, the tab link, you don't actually go to the next one. You're supposed to go into the content. And if you want to go, I mean, there's a reason for that, which is uh, whenever the folks who get to decide the accessibility rules, the keyboard navigation rules, when they were making these rules, they came up with this where if you're on the first link and you hit tab, then it goes on the second link. But then to get to the content, you'll have to tab through all of them. So instead, what they did was when you hit tab, you go inside. When you do a shift tab, you go back. And then to navigate between the tab links, you use your arrow keys. So you go right and you go left. And as you hit the right button, the tab content also changes. So that's how it's supposed to work. So there's a bunch of things here, which is one is that you need to handle the keyboard navigation. Second, if you want the tab to naturally work, then you kind of have to make the selected tab will have like a tab index, and then the content is the next thing, which means these should not be tab, like they should not have a tab index which is next. So you can set tab index to -1, and that kind of takes it out of the tab order to say, right? And then there are like aria tags, so you want to put an aria selected, and I think those are the major things. There's not a lot of things over there. Okay, so we can either implement all of that ourselves or we can use Reach UI. Reach UI is this project by Rand Florence, who is creating like a set of accessible components for other people to build their own components on. Basically, exactly our use case. So I'm going to start with Reach UI and then kind of see if it does all the things. Like, does it follow all the accessibility rules? Does it have a nice API? And then we're going to rewind from there. So first thing I'm going to do is install this. So yarn add reach tabs. And then let's look at the API. Okay, so it gives me a bunch of things. I'm just going to drop them here. It has tabs, tab list, a single tab, tab panels, and a single tab panel. Okay. Let's go jump to the first example. Actually, I like the example here. Copy paste. It's still installing. Yep. Okay, so let's kind of hard code this. So by default, it should always render this hard coded value. And then in the examples, I'm just going to kind of render tabs, which will render the basic thing. Okay, we get a conflict because this tab is also called tabs. So I'm going to call this reach tabs. Or actually, maybe not. Let's see. We can always change our mind. So maybe I'll just keep this as is, and I'm going to call this the tabs component. This is our tabs component. And then we'll see where that takes us. Recompiling. Let's see. There we go. I don't know if you can hear it, but my laptop is now a jet engine. Oh wait, I can't even right click. Is this tab dead? Yep. I just Okay. There we go. So this is how it looks like. It uses tab. Okay. So this is the tabs. This is the tab list, I'm guessing. And then each tab is a button. And then you get tab panels. And each content bit is like is a tab panel. Okay. So it clicks when we go tab. It should go inside. Let me put some focusable content here. Input type text. This will just help us test if the tab works. So we're here right now. When we hit tab, it goes inside, which is good. When we hit shift tab, it should come out. When we go right, it should change the focus and also change the tab. Perfect. So it seems like this is like all the things we want. Let's also check the accessibility labels real quick. So this is a tab panel, which is the perfect role. And let's see, this should be tab list, which is perfect. Let me make some space. Then you have each one is a tab role, and they also do some sort of auto-generated IDs like we did last time, but I think Ryan chose to do a colon instead of a hyphen. Interesting choice. And then you see this is tab index -1 because we're on 2 right now. And then when we change to 1, this becomes tab index 0. The rest of them are -1, so that when you're here and you hit tab, it goes to the content and not the next tab, which is perfect. And then there is the aria selected, true, false, false. I think the last thing that should be there is a described by somewhere. Labeled by. Okay, so this tab panel is labeled by tab 1, 0. Okay, this is perfect. So this actually does all of the things. Now, the thing we need to do is style them our way and also make it like check the API to if is this the API that we want. So I'm actually not super excited with this API, where you have the tab list first and then you have the tab panels. It makes sense for Reach UI because they want to give you all the building blocks so that you can build your own thing. But an API that I like a little more looks something like this, where you have tabs and then each tab here is, this is where you put the content. So this is like 1, right, and then 1 second tab. I'm just gonna write first tab, second tab, third one, and then this link or the title I actually put a prop. So title, I'm gonna call it 1, 2, and 3, just like we have here. 2 and 3, right? So this becomes my tabs. And let me quickly take this to examples. Tabs. Oh, this is interesting. So when you have tab, you actually want to make it tabs.tab so that we can link it and only have one import. Right, let me change it here. Great. Okay. So now I'm gonna take this and put it in like the comments, I guess, just as a reference. But what I want to do is now create my tabs component. And also create like a tabs.tab component, which is a function, takes props. I'm also going to rename this something tab. And for now, this will also return children. So this should work. Okay, let's see. Examples of tabs. We should have a closing. Okay, there you go. So they have first tab, second tab, third tab. Everything right now just returns children. It doesn't do anything smart yet. So, so now this API basically wants you to create this structure, right? Which can be difficult because we're kind of reversing the flow and saying pick out the tab from each one. I'm sorry. And that shouldn't be very difficult. What we want to do is push the tab to the parent. I wonder how we did this with Cosmos. I want to read some code first. Tabs slash, maybe this is the file. I think this is the file. Where's the component? Holy shit, that's a lot of code. Okay, there we go. So when you get a tabs, we do there's all the roles, which is great. We map through the tabs, interesting, which gives us a tab. And then we look at, honestly, where do we use this tab? Tabs.props.label. Interesting. I actually like that we called it label there. Tabs example instead of title. Label actually is probably the better word here. Tabs.mdx. Perfect. How do we get those labels out is my question. So this thing implements the children, which is fine, which looks perfect. Oh, we just take props of the child. Okay, that's I didn't really know we could also do this. Let's test this. So we're gonna say props dot children. Let's console log that. Whoop. Children. How? Okay, so there we go. And then each one of these has props that we can read. That is perfect. That is exactly what we want. Great. So I'm going to do something slightly interesting. I'm not sure if it will work, but I'm going to say import star as reach tabs. And then I'm going to try to wrap it here. So, not this. I first of all want this structure. So I want reach tabs here. Reach tabs dot tabs. And yeah, just dump children inside of it. Okay, let's hope that works. Okay. And then we need to create the tab list. So first of all, I'm going to create a list of all the tabs, which I can do by, I think, props if I map through them. So react dot, let me destructure children. Actually, let's not. React dot children dot map, and then function. This gives me a child here, and I can write a function here. So what we want from this is actually just the child props. I say label, right? Let me call this labels then. Right, and then we're gonna console log labels just to see if we get them right. Okay, we got the labels. Now we want to create this structure. So this is coming from reach tabs. Actually, I just call it reach reach.tab list, and then reach.tab. This will just like make it easier for us to remember what is what. Okay. And this should come from labels. So I need to map through the labels. Let's just use sig1 format and return this. Okay, labels. This should also have a key, so label. Yeah, function, it starts here, ends here. This, and reach tab. This looks fine. What is the problem? Expected corresponding closing tab for reach tab. Oh, I'm sure I made a typo. Reach tab. Okay, that's perfect. And then this also goes away. Let's see what happens. Cool, so now we have reach tabs. Great. And then we need to make tab panels, which is honestly just like the rest of the content. So content should go here, and tab panel is what we need to replicate. Reach, and the closing tag. Okay, so let's do a content. Content is actually just copy this whole thing and copy children from here, I guess. That should work. And then I can map through the content here. Content, I don't know what the key is gonna be. This should be tab panel here. Okay, that should do it. Let's see. Okay, right now it shows all of them, which is obviously wrong. Okay, how do we make it show only the one we want? So it's tab panels, and then inside it we want a reach tab panel. This, wait, what is label? I don't want label. I'm just gonna say children. Great. Okay. Okay, that was the problem. So we got first, and then we can focus this and go second, third. That is perfect. Awesome. Oh. Wait, what? I'm looking at the comments. HB is my name. Hi, HB. Oh, hi, welcome. You're not missing out much, that's alright. Okay, so this works, and now we need to style everything here, right? So we're gonna import our element from Reactron utils, and then let's start with this tab. So this is our tab. What we want to do is we want to say element, and then give reach tab as in the as thingy. And this is like a prop which we created last, I don't know, like a bunch of streams back, where this is our stylable element, and you can give it any component you want and it will render that while maintaining your styles here. Okay, now what we should do is import uh, tabs as styles from token slash components, and we're gonna create that first. New tabs JS. Let's copy some styles. Export default. Okay. Yep. So this wouldn't break anymore. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to style a bunch of things here. So we want to style the tab, we want to style the content panel. So tab panel and tab. So this is where we should drop our styles dot styles here, right? And okay, so this can go here, and then the panel style should go here. Styles panel. Oop, it didn't like that. But first there should be element as reach panel and elements. Okay, sweet. It did not like tabs because we did not export it. So component index import tabs and then export tabs. Great. Okay. So first of all, I think this thing is not what we want. We want something different. I wonder if they already have an API for that. Because his tabs look very different. CSS selector, please see the styling guide. Okay, sure. Ooh, this also supports an as, which makes it interesting. Can we flip the ratio here? So can we make something where we say use the reach tab as our element, but then our element doesn't really know what to render? So no, that's a bad idea. I guess we'll just have to style a bunch of things here then. Let's read the styling doc. Base styles, overriding styles. You can override things, or you can, yeah, it basically supports all of the things we do. Okay, then that, I guess that should be easy then. So we're gonna put a tab. We want it to be like a link. I honestly want a button link here. So maybe we should undo this and say, oh, not this one. Yeah, use a reach tab, but instead of this, use our button. Reach tab. Oop. Let me import button from React1. Okay, now it should render our buttons. Yep, there we go. But we'd want this button to be of the appearance link. So button, we want this one, which is appearance link. And I'm guessing we can just pass this as a prop because all of it will get passed along anyways. Yep, there we go. So this works pretty nicely. And in the tab panel, I think this is okay as a tab panel, but where is it? Oh wait, it broke. I can't do left right like I was able to earlier. I'm guessing it's because of what we did here. Let's undo that. It's either that or maybe we broke something else. Oh wait, we obviously broke the content first, so let's fix that. element as reach panel. That's not working. We're gonna undo this and keep it what it is, tab panel. There we go. So this is back. Great. And we're gonna make it as our element. Great. So now it's gonna render our customizable element. And this works again. Great. The other interesting thing is that there's no selection states here, which is bad. What's on the console? Function components cannot be given ref. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. So this one is selected and we get this data selected and we get aria selected, but we don't exactly change the styles here, which is bad. So in our tab, what we'd like to do is make them styled. I'm wondering how. So stylistically, maybe we can do something very simple, like just give it a border bottom of say 1 pixel solid, right? Something like this. Or maybe we can change its appearance and make it like background color something. I like, or maybe like something very simple like text decoration underline, right? So can I give it a background gray, light blue? Kind of like the idea of this where it's light blue, so we're gonna go with that. Selected tab. Of course, we can't really use light blue. We'll have to use a blue that we have. So I'm gonna go with like a very faint blue, and then we'll try to figure out how to get it here. Okay, this is tab panel. This is the tab. So this will get styles here, and then what we should do is if this thing is selected, how do we know that? Okay, do we get like a prop here for what is selected? From reach tab list. Default index, tabs index. Where does this come from? Oh no, this is for us. Tabs as, tabs rest. Okay. I want to see if it supports API where we can. Okay, there we go. That's the one I wanted. Is selected because tab list needs to know the order of the children. We use clone element to pass state internally. That's perfect. If you want to know if a tab is active, you can wrap it and then inspect clone props. Okay, that's awesome. So we just need to do is selected, and then if it is selected, then we're gonna pass styles.tab.selected. Otherwise we don't care. We're not gonna do anything. Okay, clearly I don't know if this is the correct syntax. I'm gonna bet it isn't. What do I do here? Oh wait, what is the error here? Unexpected ... I removed it. Does not like my null, or does not like is selected. Oh wait, where is it selected coming from? It's coming from props. Okay. The props are actually inside this. Cool tab is inside. It's like if we use our own tab, then which is like as a button, we do get a prop here, but we can't really grab it here, right? We need it to come from somewhere. Okay, I don't know how that works. Okay, what happens if I give a render prop here and I render the label essentially, and I say props. So I want to give a function here which gets something. We don't know what this something is. It's console logs that something, but it also returns the label. Let's see what API they support. Errors everywhere. Yeah, okay, so they don't support render props, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, so maybe we're looking at it all wrong. We should not try to style it with a prop. We should instead try to style it with a selected tab. Like I really want to do something like as selected. Oh wait, not selected. Arya selected? Arya selected. Right, this is what I really want. This doesn't work right now because of the way I have built it. Like, it would work if we had something like this, CSS. And this CSS prop would come from I think styled system / CSS. If we use this one, let's see, packages. So there we go. Yeah, this is correct. And then yeah, you can give CSS. Yeah, this one. Unfortunately, the way I've connected this, it doesn't work, I think. Okay, there we go. This works. I have a feeling that something else will break if I do this. I'm not really sure what. Also, we shouldn't do this here. Okay, so this should just be styles.tab, and we should take this party to the element, I think. Whoop, wait a second. Sorry. Yeah, I want to do it here. Yeah, I don't know how to do it here either. There is some awkward tooling that I need to figure out, but as this is like the backup option that we have right now. So what I want is like this CSS prop this CSS util should be used in like the base element, not here, so that we don't have to remember to use it every time. But anywho, this kind of works for now. Next, I want to just like give the panel some styling. So the first thing I want to do is give it some padding so that it like just gives it some breathing room. So I'm going to give it padding of 2 maybe. Right, and that looks like a lot nicer. I can't really see what's going on here, so I'm going to give it a background of, say, colors, reds of 1, and then it will be easier to see what we're styling. Okay, so there we go. This is our tabs. I don't really want border radius on tabs anymore, so I'm going to remove that. Yep. Tabs, and then you got the selected tab. Maybe border bottom. Border bottom should be border bottom color, and we're going to do border bottom is 1 pixel solid. Right, so this right now has it. I'm going to make it 2 pixel solid just to make it look nicer. And I think I'm kind of happy with the padding. I'm going to keep it. Maybe I want more Y. So let's make this padding Y is 3 and remove the background here. Cool, I really like how this looks now. So it works this way, it works with your keyboard, it shows what is highlighted. I should really change this to something more solid. Actually, can we just use the link color? I feel that's like a better way of putting it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Great, so now we have our tabs which work. This is great. Now okay. I also like the API. Cool. The only thing we should figure out, I'm going to figure out later, is how to get the CSS prop into the element and not here, so that, nobody else has to think about this. Only like the base utility thinks about this, and then whenever you create a new component, you shouldn't have to remember that this is how you do CSS. You should just be able to pass on your styles. Wait, what happens if I remove this? I don't need that, right? Yeah, that looks nicer. Anywho, okay. Great. Alright, so we're gonna stop here, and we have accessible tabs now, which feels great. And next time we're gonna look at, I wanna do something like frivolous, like a spinner, like one of those tiny things. And then we can also put it in a button to see how, like a loading state would look like. So I think that's what we'll do next time. But for now, I'm gonna stop here. Hope you learned something from this tabs. I'm sorry that it took a while to just figure out the details, but this is how it goes. Alright, I'm gonna see you tomorrow then. Ciao.